Hi class, this video is a review for you guys for tomorrow's cubic functions test. In front of us here, you need to fill out this table and then to describe the transformations. You do not have to complete this entire table here, but as long as you complete some numbers in order for you to graph afterwards. So let's do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. All right, so let's go ahead and substitute for -2. We have 2, -2, cube minus 6 times -2. Instead of x, put in -2, square plus 8. Now we get -8 because -2 cube is -2 times -2 times -2. Then we got to multiply that 2 that was in front. That gives -16. Then we go ahead and do the rest. -2 squared is 4, which gives us -24. Bring down this 8, left to right. So now we have -40 plus 8. In total, that is -32. Now notice here, this is a very big number. So what you can do is continue and plug in -1, 0, and the rest, and from there see what you get. So I'm going to go back right here and write down -32. Pause the video, try the rest, graph it when you're finished, come back when you're ready, please. Okay, so now that you're back, your final answer for the other graphs should be 0, 8, 4, 10. If you did not get that correct, please make sure you double check and go back. So as you graph, you should get the final answer here. So now I want you guys to realize, sorry, I made a mistake. It's actually 0 here. So as we're done graphing, notice that this is a positive function. Here's a positive, negative here. So it's going to look something like this. Now let's discuss about the domain and range. All domain and range is always all real numbers for cubic functions. And we discussed that in class already. Vertex is always none. As for the x-intercept, that means y is going to be 0. Go back to the table. Y is 0 right here and right here as well. So just write that exactly as stated. And then as for the y-intercept, x is going to be 0. So go back to the table. Here is x is 0 and y is 8. 0 and 8. You're done with those. Now, as for the domain, for the minimum and maximum. Minimum is always looking at the y value. Maximum, same thing. That's the ceiling. You're looking at the y value. So look at here. This here is the maximum. That's 8. And then go down to the minimum. As it goes down, 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 it hits the minimum there. So that's going to be 0, not 2, but 0. So please make sure you guys memorize that as well. Okay, now as for the decreasing and increasing, I highly suggest you guys to make sure you section it out into 3 different phases here. So as we look back, this is a negative to a positive. That means that's going to be increasing from a negative infinity to 0, because we're looking at the x values, by the way. So x values, not y values anymore. Here is 0, and if you look here, that's a 2. So negative infinity all the way to 0 right here, that's going to be increase. Now, from 0 to 2, it will be decreasing because we have positives going down, 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 down to a negative from 0 to 2 specifically. So decrease is 0 to 2. And then notice right at 2, as it goes forward, going towards a positive, it's going to be increasing from a negative to a positive. So that's where we're going to start off at 2, all the way to a positive infinity. I know I'm speaking a little fast, but go back and pause or rewind if you need to go back. All right, here it goes, number 2. Number 2 here. If you guys noticed here, class, you need to find, these are all in factor form, and you need to see what information you can get from it. So notice here that you take the opposite immediately. So now this is a positive 2, and this here is a positive 1. And those are going to be your x-intercepts. So here you have negative here, and then positive 2 as well. But wait a minute, what about our y-intercept? Y-intercept means that you're going to go ahead and set x equals to 0. So here's 0, 0, 0. So now you have y equals to 0 plus 1 is 1. Next, 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 0 minus 1 is negative 1 as well. So here, multiply. Remember to multiply them. So it's going to be a positive 2 in the end. So we go back to the graph. 1, 2. There it is. That's going to be our y-intercept. So we're sketching now. So that means you approximate it. Positive graph here. Opposite must be negative. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go from right to left. There we are. Going back up and going back down. That's good enough. That's what I want. When I say to write into standard form, that means you need to multiply by using FOIL first or the box method. So real quick, if you were to use the box method for these two here, or the FOIL method, you will get x squared plus, just kidding, we're going to get minus 2x plus 1x and then minus 2. With this here, make sure that we bring down the rest and multiply x minus 1. Here we can combine like terms, so we're going to get x squared minus 1x minus 2. Then we multiply with the x minus 1. Now we're going to do the 3 by 2 box. And I just set it up by bringing this here, and then I brought this one all the way to the other side right here. All right, we're going to multiply first. So here we're going to get x to the third power, adding exponents, minus 1x squared minus 2x. Next, we have this one times this one here. That gives us negative x squared, positive 1x, and then a positive 2. From here, we need to combine like terms here and here as well. So bring this down because you can add that with anything else. x3, negative 1 minus 1 right here gives us a negative 2x squared. Add these two here, that gives us a negative 1x, then plus 1. This here is finally now in standard form. Originally, back here, you guys, it was in factored form. For letter C, be careful, there's a 2 involved. You guys can challenge yourself, you guys can figure it out. Try your best on that one, please. What this problem here is asking us to write an equation in both factored form and in standard form. Notice here, this is a positive 3, this here is a negative 1, this here is a negative 2. That means those are x-intercepts, okay? But you always need to take the opposite. So we have x, opposite of subtracting 2 is x plus 2. Next, we have opposite is x plus 1. And then we have x minus 3. That's it. That's the answer. This is in factored form. But as I just showed you before, in order to change it into standard form, you need to go ahead and FOIL this. And then when you're done, you need to create your 3 by 2 box as I just did before. Good luck on that, and I know you guys can do that based on the previous slide. Moving on. For number 2, I explained that previously as well. All you have to do is find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. When you're done, you just sketch it there. So try to wrap it up and review the video for that too. Finally, number 3. It asks us to once again find all of the y and x-intercepts, and hint, one factor is negative x minus 2. So you need to divide this entire thing here by doing x minus 2, and then you'll get your answer. This will be another factor to this equation here. So we're going to first do the box method, which is basically taking the opposite of subtracting 2 is adding 2. Here's 2 that goes into the box. Remember to take the coefficients. We have 1, negative 2, negative 1, then 2. So 1, negative 2, negative 1, then 2. With that said, we have bring down the 1, always bring down the first number. 2 times 1 gives us 2, so you multiply there. Take notes, class. add always right there, that gives us 0. Once again, multiply, that gives us 2. Add gives us -1. 2 times this gives us -2. And finally 0, that means there are, what you guys? No remainders. Okay, once again, these are coefficients. So you have 1x to the, subtract 1, which is square, plus 0x to the, go down. 2 subtract 1 is 1 now. Then we have minus 1 x to the, now 0 power. So it goes from 2, 1, then 0. And I'll help you guys simplify this right now. So now we have x squared. Basically, this 0 times anything is just 0, so ignore that. That's just 0. And then now, whenever you have x to the 0 power, x to the 0 power is always 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So 1 times -1 here, basically is -1. So this is your factor. So let's go ahead and rewrite this equation one more time. Now, right here, this is basically our equation. We change it from standard form into now factored form. To find the y-intercept, once again, set y equal to 0. So we have 0 equals to x minus 2. Break it up, class. 0 equals to x squared minus 1. So when we solve for x, we're going to get plus 1 here, plus 1 here. Now we have 1 equals to x squared. Do not forget to square root both sides. So we're going to get x equals to not just 1, class, but plus or minus 1. And then here we're going to add add 2 to both sides. This cancels. So now you have x equals to 2. These are your x-intercept, which you should go back up and go ahead and graph that. Now, for the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. So let's go here. 0, 0. So now we have y equals 2. 0 minus 2 is just -2. Here, 0 squared is 0. So 0 minus 1 is -1. Multiply. So now we get +2. So go ahead and take this as well. And I already tell you guys, graph all these points and then connect them to get your final graph. The last thing I would like to teach you guys is the other method, which is long division. Alrighty, so now we have x minus 2, right exactly as it is. You don't need to change anything. So I forgot what it was. So now we have minus 2x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and ask ourselves, 1x times what right here gives us x cubed. That is x squared. We then must distribute to each term. So now we have x cubed minus 2x squared. Do not forget now, you must change the sign. Parentheses right away once you're done. Parentheses right away once you are done. This will cancel out. Now we will, actually this cancels out too. Bring down the rest. Negative x here plus 2. Same thing, ask yourself now. This 1x times what gives us negative x? It's going to be -1. So once again, distribute to every single or each term. So you get negative x, and then you have plus 2. Once again, change the sign here, and look at that. They cancel, it's 0. So this here, once again, is your other factor. Alrighty, go back and review. I know that was a bit fast, but good luck studying and good luck tomorrow as well. Thank you, class. See you all tomorrow.